Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe they told me that I would never make it? Now we smiling in their faces, smiling in their faces.
That's a Gilbert Arena. That's a Gil's Arena show. So you're telling me they kicked this man off his show in his house? Come on, man.
Message.
All right, y'all, welcome back to Tyler Rose TV. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get notified when I make a new video. For today's video, we have something interesting. Gilbert Arenas, he has a contract with Underdog, and I guess that contract did a little split. And you know, Pat Bev has something to say about it. He kind of clowned him a little bit, you know, little joke, little banter. But let me just remind y'all what's going on with Gil before we get into the clip. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. So I guess Gilbert Arenas and Underdog Fantasy they parted ways, right, following the expiration of the contract. So Arenas is currently navigating the next steps of his media career. So right now he's, you know, building a new studio, and he owns Gil's Arena, the name, independently moving forward. So from what I'm seeing, the contract's expiring, and when Gil's Arena originally launched, Arena sold 50% stake in his channel, and that is, you know, of course, to Underdog, to secure the, you know, studio infrastructure and the finances. So he wanted to build his own studio. So what he did, he's, like I said, he sold half that channel over to them. So I guess Arenas has the legal rights, like I said, to Gil's Arena, and I guess right now what they're doing is they're kind of putting different people on the show. So essentially he has to make a new show. He's keeping Gil's Arena, but The Arena is what the channel is called now. And I think what's going on is Rashad McCants, Brandon Jennings, and Kenya Martin, I believe they're going to stay on The Arena, and then Gil's going to have to build his own show over again with new guests. So it's going to be interesting to see. I believe in Gil wholeheartedly. Gil's great. He creates great content. I think that, to me, it'll probably the best basketball podcast when it comes to former players. I think they did a great job, an amazing job. They built an amazing studio. So tips off my hat to them. Shout out to Gil. Good luck in your new adventure. But let's get into this clip of what Pat Bev had to say, and then I'm gonna fill you in a little bit as well on what Gil had to say.
I hate Rashad. No, I don't hate Rashad. That's my guy. I'm not sure they like me anymore. I don't know. I'm gonna just let y'all know, it's no different than NBA. Just remember this. Chat, words are powerful. Just like in the NBA, when people start writing, the team is better without them, that player reads it, that player believes it, that player starts acting like it. You know, so if y'all saying the show is better without me, hey, and the producers them say, oh, hey, you know, fans, you know, they don't care if he's here or not, and hey. But I'm on vacation, so, you know, I don't need to be at work. I think I'm finals. I think I'm on a finals duty, not this one. I sold the channel, not the show.
Only right that we jump right in to basketball, right? I want to talk about the Gilbert Arenas thing a little bit before we get to the basketball. I didn't know Gilbert Arenas got Pat Bev off his own show. I didn't know this. I was wondering why Brandon Jennings, his energy was getting a little different. He was tweeting a lot more. He was speaking a lot more. I didn't know they Pat Bev Gilbert Arenas off his show. I didn't know they moved like that. I see, and no one knows why. Y'all got to give me a reason why. Gilbert Arenas. And then I was wondering why Brandon Jennings was like, yeah, our show is the #1 show out. I'm like, our show? Like, what the is he delusional? That my Gilbert Arenas. That's a Gilbert Arenas. That's a Gil's Arena show. So you're telling me they kicked this man off his show in his house? Come on, man. Come on, Gil. Gil, you got to give me something, Gil. You got to tell me the truth, man. You got to tell me the truth, Gil. Gil, you got to tell me the truth, man. Because I was just getting messages from Rashad McCants on how you don't like working with y'all. And all of a sudden, you off the show, Gil? Come on, man. Give me something, Gil. Give me something, man. Give me something, man. We'll be a hell of a duo, I'll tell you that. We'll be a hell of a duo, Gil. Then kick Gilbert Arenas off his show, man. But how does that work, right? A company or brand uses, his likeliness, right? My likeliness when it comes to, the Pat Bev show. You get everything out of it. And then the people around can reap the benefits, help boost them. And then you get booted off your own show for whatever reason. I don't get it. I understand. I mean, the business of it, of anything. Like, you have a group of guys who's around for a ton of time, and next thing you know, you put them on, and because it sounds like everyone's using somebody. We call it in Chicago, we call it crabs in a barrel. Everybody's using somebody to get out or get up top. It happened to me. I guess it could happen to anybody. No matter what company, no matter what color backstab is. It was your own folks. They look like us. So yeah, Gil, man, I hate to see you going through something like that, man. I don't know the whole ins and outs. I watch,
like Underdog ain't never doing like that.
They say, man, they done Pat Bell.
And I think what the Arena and Underdog are realizing is like, okay, well, Gil owns that show. And what I'm seeing is that this show can go on. We got Skip, we have Rashad, we have Brandon Jennings, Nick Young, like all these guys still make a good show. So yeah, we can keep these guys here as long as they want to be here. Like, you own the rights to Gil's Arena, but you don't own those people. Drop my phone. But you don't own those actual people that are on the show. Like, they can make a decision based off of what they want. And if Underdog is going to pay maybe more, of course, than what Gil has to offer, I don't know if they're going to work out another deal where they get some, funding to give the guests. Well, if they do, I think more than likely that Kenyon and the rest of the guys are going to stay on the Arena that is now owned by Underdog. So as you can see, Pat Bev, made a little jokes about it. But it is funny because how you get kicked out for your own show? You know what I mean? But like I said, once that deal is expiring, it's no longer Gil's Arena. It's the Arena. And I think they already rebranded that long enough where, okay, that channel now belongs to Underdog, but they're going to continue to keep putting the Arena shows out with the panel that belongs to the original Gil's Arena podcast. So it is kind of a weird situation from the optics of it. I think what Gil did is not the worst thing. I know a lot of people are big on ownership, and he still owns the name. He doesn't own the channel, but he owns that studio. So he has the infrastructure to build it again. He has the name. He has the likeness. He can get more players to get on the show. He can, build his own brand again and then sell half of it again, or sell the full thing and do it again and build it and do it again. It's just like what people do with business. They build a business, they sell half of the stake of the company to a bigger conglomerate that has more money and more capital, and then they build another company. It's not foreign to do. It sounds funny because you kind of like, man, how you get fired on your day off? How you get kicked off your own show? Like, if you put the little humor and jokes to it, yeah, it makes sense. But Pat Bev should be on there. Pat Bev is a great guest to have. He knows how to stir up controversy. He knows basketball. He played in the NBA. He'll be a great guest to have. I'm pretty sure there's some other guests that Gil already has in mind to make his own new show. So I think what we'll see going forward is another amazing production. Like I said, the studio is there. Like that studio he built in his basement is A1. It's, on the production level of like ESPN or Fox. And all he needs to do is create a new, he gets to keep the name, so just create a new panel. And hey, if you're looking for somebody, Gil, holla at me, man. I'll be more than willing to go out to California and be a regular guest, man. So shout out to Gil. Best of luck. Shout out to Pat Bev as well for being another, entertaining former basketball player. So these are my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know what you think about this in this situation. And then, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Shout out to Gil's Arena. Let me know if you need another guest. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out there. Jump on a flight, go to Cali, bro. I'll see y'all, man. Peace.